This is the Hawk. Just call me Hawk. Please subscribe, like, hit the bell for updates, and please share. Please check you haven't been unsubscribed because they don't want the truth to be told. And from the Hawk, that's all you will get. Donations are greatly appreciated. The link is below, and I'm humbled by those that do donate. The money will go towards helping South Africa in every way, shape, and form I can. Take care. Be safe. Video to follow. Good day, everybody. This is the Hawk. So, small update. You know, I really appreciate all the donations and the support from my channel. The truth will set you free. People think because of my accent I'm not from South Africa. I was born there. I immigrated in the 90s, came to the United States. Since then I've been around the world a few times. Yeah, your accent changes. So if anybody has any doubts, believe me, I can take you through Natal and show you it like the back of my hand. Having said that, I appreciate the subscriptions. Please check to make sure that your subscriptions have not been unsubscribed, because that's been happening. It's been happening a lot. And the reason being is the liberals are trying very hard to shut us down. So please like my channel, like my show, share, hit the bell for updates. I'm gonna do more and more videos as I go along. I am working on a number of stories right now that are very important to Southern Africa. They are extremely important to what's going on. I want to remind everybody that President Trump, with the help of the Democrats, signed a law called the Eli Wiesel Act, which is the prevention of genocide. Now, one has to take into account that farming is an extremely hard business. It's not easy. People get up at 4 in the morning and go to bed at 12 at night, especially in planting season and in harvesting season. It is pointless taking land away from productive farms only to let them rot. And this has been happening constantly throughout Africa, and pointless. Now, 75% of the land in South Africa is owned by the government. And if they want to do something, they should do co-op farming that is done correctly with the right funding, the right amount of money, the correct people in management, and not corrupt politicians who don't know what the hell they're doing and are desperately just trying to make money out of everything. And salaries don't amount to millions when you don't do a damn thing and no hard work. You want it to work, it needs to be done. Listen, there's some good black farmers out there and white farmers. And I am sure with the right attitude and the right come-togetherness, united, there can be co-op farming for everybody, Indians, coloreds, and whites, and black people. So, having said that, I am constantly reminding you about rapes in South Africa. Terrible rapes. So, I'm going to show you a clip that was done by BBC, where these two gentlemen are blatantly, honestly, don't give a damn, telling people how they rape people with no conscience and absolutely no conscience of what's going on. This is the reality of South Africa. Here's the story. And I'm going to tell you something more about this farming issue after this.
Women, can you explain how you would target a person?
Our targets are like people who stay alone in most places, like ladies who stay alone.
Have you ever tried to get into someone's shack and rape a woman in there?
Yeah, we've done it. We've done it a couple of times.
What do you use to break in?
We have every tool. We have this thing, a crowbar. Yeah, we use that to open doors mostly. As soon as the door is open, she's gonna scream, obviously. As we walk in, we tell her to shut up. We pull out our knives, and then we're gonna start with her, put her in her own bed and rape her.
I cannot begin to imagine the terror of the victims. What would the woman say to you when you're about to rape her?
You answer this one.
Like, I've come across women who mostly offer cash. Like, I give her cash to stop.
So she would be offering you money, and then for what happens?
No, do that and take the cash as well.
You take the money and still rape her.
We still rape her. Sometimes we'd actually rape your girlfriend with you watching us. If he doesn't cooperate, we're gonna have no choice but to stab him.
What is the most number of people that have been involved in a gang rape?
It was 4. I think it was 4. It was the 4 of us.
You just took turns on that person.
Yeah, we just took
One
turns.
after another.
We made her run naked, things like that.
Crazy things.
We were tossing bricks and things at her while she was running, things like that.
Sometimes making fun of the fact that she's actually scared and terrified.
So I'm back again. Bill Gates and Melinda Gates were in Khayelitsha right after Prince Harry and Meghan Markle left. They've come up with a program for increased photosynthesis farming, where they can create more plant growth and more production. Good idea. But one has to take into account, and they're talking about Africa, one has to take into account that if these farms in Southern Africa fall or collapse or be taken away from productive farmers, irrespective of what the story is politically or whatever, you are creating a humanitarian crisis of epic proportions, because South Africa produces most of the food for Southern Africa, even to the north. This is a serious issue. It needs to be cognizant. The world needs to take cognizance. Now, Bill Gates, if you want to put your money where your mouth is, and Melinda Gates, I'm sure you guys are trying your best to do whatever you have to do. Listen, you want to make this work, ask the South African government to give you 75% of that land, even 40% of that land, and do co-op farming. You will provide food for most of Africa, and you will be doing the best thing you've ever done. And then move north. Start with Mozambique, start with Zimbabwe, start with Zambia. They're all starting to farm again. They're asking South African farmers to come up there. Southwest Africa. There is a way to do this. Racism isn't the answer. Racism is not the answer. Food in people's bellies is. There is another way to do this. Now, here's a gentleman. Now, I talk about crime all the time. Here's a gentleman who was on his way home on his bike with his dog. He came through the gate, went to his house, and the car followed him. The car passed. He put the bike away. He put his car away. He turned around. He went out. The car turned around and stopped by his driveway. You watch this video and see what you see. This happens every single day in South Africa. So, the Tu-160, the blackjacks, Russian blackjacks, these are the Russian bombers that can carry nuclear weapons above the traceable sensors of the United States, basically from the Cold War. It was reported that 2 of them landed in South Africa last week, but they also landed in Venezuela. Happily to be reported by CNN, who explained how dangerous it was, that it was on our southern border, and that Venezuela and Russia were now creating exercises, and how dangerous this was to United States security. It was later tweeted by Pompeo that don't stop messing. Well, Pompeo tweeted something with regards to these planes. A Russian spokesman came back and tweeted the U.S. government's budget on military could feed the whole of Africa with food. CNN never reported that these planes were in Africa too. Not one word. And yet they both landed on the same day in 2 different countries. What does that tell you? CNN is hiding something. Why do they not report anything negative about South Africa? You got to realize too, South Africa threatened the United States in Venezuela. They threatened to use the military of South Africa against the United States. What I find ironic is that the United States sends $50 million every year to the South African government in aid, which never goes where it's supposed to go. Not only that, they are sending Iran diesel, which is against the sanctions that were placed on Iran. And I am led to believe that oil from Iran is being stored in Saldanha Bay in these huge oil storage units. One has to think about this. Watch this video. Here's proof that on the same day that these Russian planes landed in South Africa, they landed in Venezuela, and CNN never said a word.
Oh, they indeed have landed. Let's take you there now.
Faith, I think you're on me now. The Russian bombers have officially landed here in South Africa.
The Tu-160 has to deploy parachutes to slow down. Russian pilots, decked out in helmets and orange jumpsuits, climb out to a hero's welcome. 2 of these bombers, nicknamed Blackjacks, are in Venezuela tonight. Vladimir Putin has deployed these warplanes, along with 2 support aircraft, to conduct exercises over the Caribbean with Venezuelan forces. A worrisome development for Washington, considering the capability of the Russian bombers, which can fly twice the speed of sound.
This bomber was designed to do both high-altitude and low-altitude penetration of airspace with nuclear weapons, to deliver nuclear weapons on target. This aircraft was designed to be an offensive-capable weapon to get into our airspace during the Cold War.
The deployment comes on the heels of Putin's recent military aggressions against Ukraine on land and sea.
So I would like to show you an example of stupidity. I would like to show you numerous times in the Parliament of South Africa the stupidity, unruliness, misbehavior, disrespect, unprofessionalism, total disregard of rules, to the point of absolute clownness. It's like a circus. If you want a day to have a giggle, you go put this show on and you watch the stupidity, and people vote for these idiots. Julius Malema has had the EFF party is a complete joke. Now, Now, they all saying that they have degrees and master's degrees. I'm telling you right now, I don't believe anything. I probably got it from photostat machines in Johannesburg from the photostat guy around the corner, because there's no way. Anybody in South Africa who believes that you want these people to rule you, you need to probably have your head read. Honestly, think about something. Julius Malema left the country. He went to Nigeria to go get support from the Nigerians. The same Nigerians he didn't complain. He didn't go to Nigeria to talk to the government over there to get rid of the drug dealers, rapists, torturers, and kidnappers of our people. I'm calling on the good Nigerians to demand that they get sent home. I'm calling on the good Nigerians to ask the police to remove them. Because you're not all bad people. But Julius Malema, you only went there to get brownie points for yourself. They sold his house. They had to take his house because he's not paying his taxes. He doesn't care about the law. He calls for the killing of white people. When he ever asks for anything for the country or hospitals or clinics or anything, it's only for black people. Why would you vote for this guy? Why would you vote for this guy? He is correct that there is a lot of corruption, but he's just as corrupt. He spent over R1 million on Gucci shoes, alcohol, and women. That's a fact. The credit card followed his every move. We've showed it on my show before, and we've proved it. Now the VBS money is gone. He hasn't got a paycheck no more. Now he wants to be the premier of Johannesburg. He wants to start in Khayelitsha. People in Khayelitsha, do you really want this to happen to you? This Kabanga running your show, and you can just look at this video and tell me if this is what you want in your townships, if this is what you want in Johannesburg, where services are bad enough, because this is what you're going to get. Here's the video.
Mislead the House about the loss of the ANC and the gain of the EFF. If you look at the benches, brother, don't be overwhelmed by your ego. Honorable member. That's why you are in the NCOP and not honorable member. We cannot be lost. Honorable next is old age home. Honorable, and the rules of Parliament will be applied appropriately, and I'm going to refer this matter. Honorable Malema made two pronouncements in the House, in the podium. The first one is his calling on people to occupy land. Honorable Malema swore to obey by the Constitution and by all other laws. When he says what he says there, I think raises very crucial questions. And secondly, the last one, the last occupy land. Honorable, you can do whatever you want to do, they must occupy land. There's nothing you can do, there's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. The president directly referred to us here, directly spoke to them, but everybody must speak through you. The president must respect the rules of this house. Honorable, so call him to order, don't be afraid. Call him to order, honorable. Or we are going to get the opportunity to remove him here. It is not going to abide by the honorable you and asking this house not to allow the president to speak here up until there is a process to rehabilitate him. There must be a rehabilitation process.
Honorable members of the EFF, may I ask this question? Is that what all of you are saying? That you will not speak? Thank you very much, all honorable members members of the EFF, please leave the house. You must call us by names. Don't call us by names.
How many of my members did you give money? The Honorable the President. Now let me say, the EFF put me in a very embarrassing position because in the end, those members have now been put aside. Now these two colleagues, and I see them as colleagues, by the way, they served in the NCOP, and they were my most vociferous opponents and critics in the NCOP. And when, as members of parliament, right across the board, when we discuss, there is a point where there is the question of humanity, where there is humanity, where we interact with each other, beyond even party lines, and the removal of President Mbeki after the meeting I had with President Zuma, where he made it very clear to me that he's not prepared to work with President Mbeki. This is despite the fact that the former president of the Youth League, Mbalula, called me from the mountain and encouraged me not to participate in that activity of removing Mbeki because it will cause a problem. That's why I know that Mbalula has got capacity to see wrong things. He just needs to come around. On the point of Musi, you want to vote for rules with these people. No. To beat up the members of parliament. You come here, you tell us we don't have alliance with these people, man. You voted for them. You came here and voted for members of parliament to be beaten. You did.
Honorable members.
Oh.
Can we have all the house?
To assault members of parliament, and then you come here, you tell us you are in alliance with
Honorable Malema, can you please take your seat?
Is that the point?
Can you please take your seat?
Madam Speaker, he must withdraw because he voted with the ruling party. He must withdraw and not insinuation henceforth.
Honorable Malema, can you please proceed?
Because I must withdraw.
Honorable Gadi, please take your seat.
Yeah, I must withdraw. It serves the president. So I'd rather proceed.
Madam Speaker, there is no proceeding until this guy withdraws what he's saying because
Yes, something you might find interesting. I heard they found Prince Archie. Here's a picture. In other news, unconfirmed reports say that this is Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's child, Archie. Unconfirmed, however, there is a similarity in looks. So in closing, I would like to thank my president, President Trump, all the SF guys, all the Special Forces guys, the teams out there. Well done. You guys did great. It was announced today that al-Baghdadi and his second in charge was also killed. It was tweeted out by the President of the United States, the best president in the world, Donald Trump. Trump 2020. To the Democrat traitors that we have in our government, you know who you are, and we'll remember. They're trying to say that this president is a liar. We heard Comey today. Oh, I hate it when people lie. Well, he's the classic liar. Him, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, the pedophile, and all the rest of these idiots that are out there. You got to understand. How can you believe Pelosi? Well, you know, it's because whatever. I mean, please, people, we need serious leadership. This country is booming. Their economy is booming. Oil production is the best we've ever had. We actually produce more oil than anybody else. Our military is back on track. We're killing these guys now. This ISIS, Hamas people, and Al-Qaeda. They're not playing anymore. We're taking them out. The only thing that's worrying me right now is we're losing ground in Africa. Mr. President, if you see this video, we're losing ground. We need to show the Russians that we are just as strong as they are. Don't lose ground in Africa. It's a mistake. It's a very big mistake. This is the Hawk. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Make sure you haven't been unsubscribed. They don't like what I'm saying. They don't like what I'm saying. And before I go, Halloween is just around the corner. And to all the people in South Africa, this is the chance when you open your door and you think that is somebody there, and it's not. It's somebody else. Do not open your doors. If you have to leave the sweets outside, don't do Halloween this year. For your own safety, do not do Halloween this year. Keep your children inside. Keep yourselves inside. This is a golden opportunity. You'll never know if they're dressed up and coming to your door. You're going to open your door, and that goes for everybody in the United States. Be very careful who you open your door to. Make sure you're with your children. Another thing, just don't do it this year. It's not safe, and just for your own sake, just don't do it. To all the South Africans out there, what the first part of this video should shock you all to realize that rape is a terrible, terrible thing, and these rapists need to be taken down, taken out completely. Watch this video. These are insidious people. Again, to the SF, all the guys out there, well done, kudos, hoorah, all that good stuff. South Africans, stop killing your people. Stop raping your mothers and daughters and grandmothers and little boys and girls. It's terrible. It's very terrible. And stop killing each other. There's another way. This is the Hawk. I'm out of here. Please subscribe. And if you can donate, that would be great, because I'm going to help a bunch of people. This is the Hawk. Just call me Hawk. Please subscribe, like, hit the bell for updates, and please share. Please check you haven't been unsubscribed, because they don't want the truth to be told. And from the Hawk, that's all you will get. Donations are greatly appreciated. The link is below. And I'm humbled by those that do donate. The money will go towards helping South Africa in every way, shape, and form I can. Take care. Be safe.